I consider Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez to be the leader of the Democratic Party. She's entitled to her opinion. I'm entitled to mine. As I've said about her before, I think she's the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle. Our plan for dealing with her is called Operation Let Her Speak.
Operation Let Her Speak in full swing, offering AOC the opportunity to be the architect of her own downfall and her party's. Here are some other Democrats who forgot that silence is golden.
We've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies.
Passing this initial budget resolution should have been a slam dunk. We had two tragic deaths in the House Democratic caucus. Had those deaths not occurred last month, Republicans could not have even passed the bill today.
With us now is Stacy on the Right host on Sirius XM Patriot, Stacy Washington. Welcome, Stacy. Glad to have you with us. I'm wondering if you might enlighten us on this. It's pretty clear that Democrats hate President Trump. They might even hate Elon Musk even more. What's not at all clear to me is what these folks believe. Do you have any idea what the Democratic Party is for these days?
Well, that latest report out this week said it showed that 55% of Democrats believe it's okay to assassinate Elon Musk or Donald Trump. We saw them make 2 attempts on his life when he was running as a candidate. We also know that they don't pay attention to statistics. We've had double-digit increases on energy, food, and the things that people need to live a life in this country. Those things happened under President Biden. Now you have President Trump bringing in strong jobs numbers, lowering inflation, lowering the cost of eggs and gas. We're talking about gasoline in the Midwest under $2 a gallon. I don't know, DeRoy. What they believe in is that they want you to be oppressed. They want you firebombed if you drive a Tesla. They want you out of your home. They want illegal aliens taking all your benefits and using the things that you as a citizen should have access to and have paid for. I haven't seen any reconciling of the election. They haven't acknowledged their part in hiding Biden's decline. And now they've got Jasmine Crockett and AOC as their standard bearers. I'm looking at popcorn and wine for the next 8 to 12 years. President Trump, President Vance. I mean, bring it on. This is the world I've been praying and living for, DeRoy.
Stacey, energy prices fell almost 2.5% last month. That so far under President Trump, inflation is averaging 1%. I just wanted to point that out because it's so, this is glory for everybody who cares about trying to make ends meet. But is Jasmine Crockett trying to out-moron AOC? Because that line, I have no idea what she's talking about failed immigration policies can't afford a home. Well, yeah, your failed immigration policies are the reason people, because there was a squeeze on housing and apartments.
Yeah, Dagan, so, that was something they never talked about, but we knew about it, right? You and I discussed this on your program here on Fox Business. There was a lot of competition for homes when we had all of the illegal aliens coming in, 8,700 of them a month, and they had to live somewhere. They were taking over community centers. They were living in places like kids' schools. And now you have an effectively sealed southern border, and you have these housing numbers kind of resetting and coming back to normal. I'm expecting to see lower interest rates on borrowing for homes and cars, and I'm especially excited about young people graduating from college or graduating from high school. They need an apartment. They're going to be able to find rentals, and that's due to President Trump's excellent policy. Dagan, I didn't know he could drop inflation this fast. We were told it would take years. He's outperforming. He's like BUZZSAW Trump. That's my nickname for him this time. It's excellent.
Stacy, another topic to cover. The State Department is now taking a look at the whole concept of whether there's anti-Christian bias among people working in the State Department. And they've actually asked people, if they see people engaging in anti-Christian bias, to report them to folks within the State Department. Some people are saying this is like a snitch culture and people ratting out on each other. But isn't this just a basic element of civil rights enforcement? If you see something, you say something?
It is, and we've been seeing people persecuted for misgendering, and they have all these strange laws coming out of lefty states like Colorado and California. But this is actually the administration of law that's already on the books. You are not allowed to punish people for their religious views. And that is something that we used to all believe together, Democrats and Republicans, Christians and agnostics. We all believe that you have the right to worship or not worship as you see fit. I am actually really grateful for this because Christians were heavily persecuted under the Biden administration, and now we're returning to normal.
So, Stacy, this is women's empowerment in California. A giant statue of a naked lady has been unveiled right in the middle of San Francisco. I used to, for a short while, used to live near this. It is down on the Embarcadero, and here's a picture of it. In all of her glory, this is women's empowerment. How do you see it?
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to get riled up on a Friday, but here we go. Dagan, DeRoy, the city with the poop map now has a naked chick for us to look at. And remember, the Democrats are the party of women. They're the ones believe all women, me too. They're constantly talking about how they support women, but they can't define a woman. So how do we know this is a statue of a woman? I mean, we know, but I mean, how do they know? And why are they calling it a statue of a woman? How do we know it doesn't identify as a man? So it's just crazy. San Francisco used to be a glittering example of American ingenuity, architectural beauty, and significance. And it was some place that foreigners constantly wanted to come to America to visit. Mm-hmm. We went about 12 years ago with our children and were shocked at the degradation that you see there. And it's even worse now. They got to do better.
How long before a man beats her up, too? Stacy Washington, love you.